Hey guys, it's Ashley Cunningham here, and I'm really excited to be channeling for you tonight. I am going to be channeling the Lyrans, and I'm really excited because, sorry guys, fiddling with my earphones, because I have often channeled them when I'm doing my starseed readings for people or my group sessions. I haven't done one in a while, but if there's interest, I could do one where I call in a person's starseed family, and it may be in the group or in a one-on-one session, and I get to connect with their starseed family. And a lot of people have some Lyran starseed family support. There's quite a few that I've seen, like their entire starseed family is predominantly Lyran, and it's really cool to see because especially for women, I feel like the Lyrans are super strong, very empowered, very direct, and very supportive, and can be also really feisty when they need to be. And it's just really fun to watch the dynamic. And for me, they come in pretty strong, whereas some other beings may come in a lot lighter, a lot softer, and that's just kind of who they are, or some of the characteristics of their group. But the Lyrans are always really fun. So I'm excited that I'm doing a full Lyran channeling tonight. And I've gone through all of the amazing questions. I will be choosing questions that I think will apply to most of the people who ask the questions, and just some really interesting questions that came up. So I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit this time. There are some really awesome questions. So yeah, let's just dive in. Let me kind of get resituated here. Sorry. Pull my hair back. Okay. All right, they're here, and I have 3 that are standing kind of in front of me, actually. Most of the time, the beings that I'm channeling, I sense come from behind because I'm facing the camera, but they're like right here. And let's see, I'm feeling 3 of them. 2 female and 1 male. And they're just very, very excited to be here. I'm sensing like a lot of anticipation. You know how that emotion kind of builds up and you're just like really excited for something? That's what I'm feeling. And they're saying the female on my right side over here is stepping forward. And she's saying, yes, dear one, we are very excited to be sharing our wisdom and guidance for so many who are going to be seeing this video in the recent days, in the days to come. And she's showing me much longer, so not only just in the next few days, but in the months and years to come down the road. They are very keen on creating relationships, establishing positive connections with people who are interested in reaching out to them and connecting with them and receiving their guidance and their love and support. She's saying, shall we begin? Or asking. And so I'm just going to look over here at my little computer, and Kim, Chemistry B, has asked, how are they assisting with ascension? I love them. Awesome question, Kim. So I'm just tuning in to see how are they assisting with ascension. Where I'm feeling them right now is kind of all in front of my face. I'm kind of tuning out and sensing their energies right between you and me, between the camera and my face, and they're also coming straight in through my crown chakra. And it's stronger on this side. So I'm still speaking with the female that's on my right. And she is saying, we are doing all that we can to assist in the ascension process for humans here on Earth. we are working diligently to support those of humanity who are ready to step forward or are needing a little prompting to step forward, but in time will be ready to claim their journey. There are many who have been pushed into ascension, or essentially they feel like a light switch has just turned on for them. Like one minute they can't see anything or sense anything, and the next minute they're just being overwhelmed with the energy. That is not often the case for most who are on the ascension journey or the awakening journey. But there are some who have had to handle this very quick transition. We aim to support those who have had quick transitions and are struggling. Often humans turn to addiction or some sort of means of dampening their senses. We wish to prove that allowing us into your mind, allowing us into your senses, is not a bad thing. It is a very positive thing, and we are working very hard to support individuals who are trying to handle the situation that they're in spiritually on their awakening journey. I'm asking them, how do they support people who are struggling with addiction or struggling with just the overwhelming nature that all of these sound, sight, senses, all of the sensory information coming in can take place. So how are they helping? They are trying to guide individuals to become more grounded, urging individuals to seek nature, to get out into and amongst the trees, and to experience the beauty that Gaia's energy has to offer. This is the best medicine for individuals who are completely overwhelmed. Those with addictions must also take more significant action to basically give up those addictions. It's often a very hard choice for an individual, but showing that having these abilities to see and sense spirit for those on the awakening journey, where it's just the light switch and they're seeing and sensing these beings, it is safe for them to be open. We're also providing protection to many who, while struggling with addiction, may be increasingly attracting lower vibrational energies. They're saying we are good bodyguards. We work as best we can, and we try to guide individuals to seek healing, to get sober in whatever capacity they need to, and to understand that we are here all working on the same team to help not only them but everyone else on the planet, and to help Gaia, and that it's important that they connect not only for themselves but for others around them. Like this year one and many that she works with, there are people watching, and seeing her and others step out and step forward is important to show how a path can be. Sorry, something is like vibrating over here. Sorry guys, I had to pause the video. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's a few seconds before this, but my electric panel on my wall was vibrating, and I just out of nowhere, and it has never done that before, ever, in any of my channelings. And this Lyran female is standing between me and my electric panel on the wall, and I go and feel it, and it's like the door is vibrating, and I closed it, and now it's stopped. I have asked them to stop vibrating the electric panel door because it was really loud. I'm gonna have to go back and listen, but I apologize. I cut off in the middle of that sentence because it was really getting intense, and I didn't know what that was. So I'm gonna try and backtrack a little bit here, and I've asked them to step away from the panel, and let's see. They're saying, we do apologize. So yeah, I'm gonna try and scoot back to where I was. Basically, they're helping individuals try and overcome addiction, to embrace and accept their ascension journey. They're doing a lot of work, and let's see what they have to say. We are working with many groups here on the planet, above the planet, in other locations in the universe, to spread light and love and to provide support. Here on Earth, we have a specific mission of raising the vibrational frequency of humans as well as Gaia. You have probably heard this many times, but we will say it one more. Gaia has sent her call, and we are all here to answer that call and to help shift as many as possible. There are many, many individuals awakening at this time, slowly, as is the case for most individuals. And we are also supporting those who are having a quicker, more rapid ascension process. There have been many who have asked us tonight about their own starseed families. If you have an inkling or a special connection to Lyrans, to what you know of Lyrans, if you've seen us in meditation or felt our energy, do not doubt it. If you suspect that you have some sort of connection, if you're strongly drawn to cats, to what we stand for, to who we are as a being, as beings, more than likely you have had experiences as a Lyran before. We claim many of you. There are many Lyrans here. And we are happy to support our family and our friends. If you only wish to have been Lyran, you can make that choice in your next lifetime. Once you cross the veil, there are options and choices to be made. And you can always choose to experience a life as a Lyran. We would embrace you wholeheartedly. I just, in my head, I was like, look at you guys recruiting, and they're just chuckling. It's good to be a Lyran, they said. That brings me to another question that I received from Judy. She is asking about some of her own past experiences. She said that Ashley, I introduced her to her Lyran starseed family, but up until that point, through QHHT and others, there has been Pleiadian starseed family members and connections coming up for her. Can you help me understand further how this could be? Also, who left the white roses for me and why? They are saying, Judy, dear one, you can be more than one being at a time, even. You can have multiple experiences, strong experiences as Pleiadian, as well as Lyran. This dear one did sense our Lyran energy around you. You also have Pleiadian energy, but in that moment we wished, and it's your starseed family now actually interjecting here. In that moment, we wished to introduce ourselves and to show you that your past experiences are more dynamic than you may believe. You can have many, many experiences as one being and many experiences as another. Your lifetimes are so short here on Earth. And it's hard to fathom how your soul can be in many places in the present moment. Once you cross the veil, you will understand more deeply. Neither are right or wrong. They are both true. If you resonate more with your Pleiadian brothers and sisters, your Pleiadian family and friends, that is okay. Just know that Lyrans are also there to support you and love you, whether you recognize it or not, or wish to connect with them or not. They can support in ways that maybe it's not as direct, so it's not interfering with your free will, but it's still providing you the love and light and support to your team and to you. So they're kind of showing me that they're being more removed, separate from you. But that is all up to you. If you wish to connect with them more deeply, that is your choice. And they would rejoice in that. They want to connect with you. When we cross over, we go back to our higher self, we go back to our soul being, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we go back to being a Pleiadian or a Lyran or whatever the case may be. We can choose to have those experiences, and then we can incarnate as a Pleiadian or incarnate as a Lyran or incarnate as a human. So you chose to be here as a human. You may continue to when you go over and make your next choice when you're ready. Or you may choose Pleiadian or Lyran or any other being experience if you wish. Who left the white roses for me and why? Your Lyran starseed family member that's stepping forward, he's more masculine. He's saying that was a very close male family member, like your father or maybe your grandfather, a father figure. And they wanted you to know that you are loved, and simple as that. Okay, so I hope that really helps you, Judy, and I hope that helps more people. You know, when we get readings, when we get a lot of information about past lives, some of it may seem really conflicting because we have this idea of maybe we've always been Pleiadian and now we're human, or maybe it's a different example. We've always, you know, been a fairy or had more Orion energy or whatever the case may be. We get this idea in our head that it's one way, and it can be many ways because we can be in many lifetimes. We are many lifetimes at once. You know, we only have the present moment. There's no time. Right now in this reality here on Earth, we experience time. We can choose not to. We can opt out of that. But most of society operates in this concept of time. And So it's kind of hard to reconcile that a little bit, but there are many, who can pick up on certain things and may say, okay, I'm picking up on your Lyrans starseed family member, and then if you go and you have a QHHT or some other reading or experience and you get other information, it doesn't negate any of the information that you've received from anyone. It's just adding to the layers of how amazing and complex and beautiful and totally expansive we are as light and love beings. We are star beings, we're light beings, and it's really hard for us to kind of wrap our head around, because we're so used to being in one experience in this moment, and we have a past, we have a future, we have this framework that we're working within, and it's a little bit more complex than that. So just for anyone who going to various mediums or getting a lot of different things done, Akashic record readings, don't just negate something because it contradicts with a different piece of information that another person's picked up. And really always use discernment within yourself. If something just really does not resonate with you, that's okay. Just let it go and don't worry about it. If something does resonate with you, or if it doesn't resonate with you in the moment and you just let it go and you move on, and then you find out like 5 years later that really resonates with you at that time, that's great. It's just all fluid, and it's what we're willing to be open to, and and they're just saying yes. I always get thumbs up, and that's just like, awesome, good job, move on. So I'm like, okay, moving on to the next question now. So Nikki asks, what is your daily life like? Also, what do you think is the key to having a spiritually advanced society? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Okay. They're just smiling at me right now. This is an amazing question, because there are many variables to a Lyran's life. There are many Lyrans here in the spiritual guide role or starseed family member role that are working with individuals that are here on Earth, and they're working with them all the time, day in, day out. They're there with them, kind of like a guardian angel, or they're popping in and popping out to go and do some other work in support of that individual. So their days can vary. They don't really have days. They're correcting me. They really enjoy the nature that we have here on Earth. They enjoy stillness and quiet. And they enjoy the many paths that we here on Earth are experiencing, and watching us make those different choices and rerouting and going back and finally falling into our correct path, or the best path for us, not necessarily correct. And they really enjoy watching their loved ones, many who are starseeds, also people who connect with them. They are very happy and excited to be working with Gaia. They connect with her deeply. Whew. And I'm getting very, very deeply. It's like they're putting a lot of pressure on my heart chakra, but it's also expanding at the same time. Like, they want to show me it's really an honor to work with Gaia for them. And they do a lot of work here on Earth, trying to help release low vibrational energy, help raise a vibration in other places, and also around Earth. So maybe not physically on Earth, but around her, And they also work with a lot of other beings who live within Gaia, as well as live kind of above and around us. We have no set daily routine. They have no need for eating the way we do. They have no need for the rest in which we need to take. They have great emotions, but it's framed in a different way than the way humans use their emotions. They often speak to each other telepathically, most of the time, as they are speaking with me now. They are very open, very passionate, very direct beings. And they just really enjoy all of the work that is ahead of them, and that they are helping to bring about such a beautiful experience for so many with the ascension process and raising the vibrational frequency and working here on Earth and with Gaia. So they're kind of leaving it at that. That's a little open-ended, but yeah. Oh, your other part of your question, which was really great, is what is the key to having a spiritually advanced society? First thing that comes to me from the woman on the right is being open. So being willing, despite fear, to embrace the path ahead of you. Being open and accepting, being in allowance of all that is. And for us here on Earth, grounding is super important, as it provides the means for us to learn and to grow through the lessons that we have to learn, and the stability of our energy, to remove ourselves from the lower vibrational cycles that we often find ourselves within. And being willing to be still physically, still mentally, being willing to give up the need to be grasping, to be doing, to be constantly in motion, as stillness can allow that which you either need to address come to the forefront, or that which you fear come to the forefront so you can deal with that, or that which brings you joy and connection with spirit, to allow you to connect and to allow you to celebrate and participate within that connection. It is not always easy, and for many it's almost counterintuitive, but like a walking meditation is just as conducive as transcendental meditation or any other type of very still, quiet meditation. Making that space for allowing the energy that needs to be addressed or embraced come up to the surface to deal with. The work needs to be done. And they're also throwing in one more thing, basically allowance for all types, but also allowing yourself to follow your instincts and trusting that your instincts are true. That mixture of all of those things is very important. There are many other elements it is hard to pinpoint one single thing because each of us are so different. Each of us may need more of one thing, such as stillness, than we need of allowing. We may need more grounding than we need of being open. It all comes to an awareness of self and that which is around you. They're saying that there's just layers to it. So they're not giving you just one thing. There's many things that can contribute to a spiritually advanced society. If everyone were able to go within and follow their guidance and see that we are all one, it would be a very different world here on Earth. Okay, so they're just kind of stepping back now on that. Serena is asking, basically, what is her connection? She's been told she has 7 Lyran guides, and they're saying yes, yes, yes. She has many Lyrans around her. What is the connection that she has with them, and how can I use it to raise the collective vibration? So the connection, Serena, with your Lyran guides is there various connections between each of them. Family members, friends, people, beings who you've bonded with in many lifetimes. You have many past lives as a Lyran, so you really resonate with that experience. And yeah, they're saying that it's just a collection of various relationships that you've had as a Lyran or with Lyrans. And they like the term starseed family or star guides if that's more comfortable for you. But they enjoy working with all of you, or with all of you, with you on everything that you're doing. And so what's the connection? And so we got that. And how can you use this connection to raise the collective vibration? And your team leader is stepping forward, and she's just kind of clapping her hands and being like, yes, this is an awesome question. And many of you can use these techniques and use these tools that we are going to discuss and she's like over here, so I'm looking that way, to support the higher collective, so the larger group of you all, but also each of us individually. She's saying 1. Visualizations are very helpful in how we can send out our own love and energy and light to those around us, as well as to the planet as a whole and all of humanity as a whole. So you can imagine in a quiet space, imagine your energy expanding or you sending love and light to encompass the entire earth. And I like to visualize that it's like a floating blanket almost of light, and I like to envision it just kind of settling over people, like around their shoulders, or if they're laying down, just kind of settling over them as a blanket and just kind of making them feel really cozy and beautiful and just comfortable and safe and warm. And you can envision it just a whole light bubble all around the earth or around wherever you are at. You can send your team, so send your Lyran team, this is 2, to clean spaces. So I've done this a lot with my angel team, but they're saying this is something that they would like to work with you on specifically as well. You can send them forward to help transmute the energies around maybe a certain building, maybe your office building, or maybe wherever it is that you work, or somewhere that you go often, like the grocery store. You can send them in to transmute the energy that needs to be transmuted. So anything low vibrational, send them in to get transmuted in the building or in the town, or you can expand that out greater and greater to the whole country. And they will go and they will work on transmuting that energy and cleaning it out for you as you enter a building. I like to send my angel team to do that as I enter in a building, or I go to my work, or I go to the grocery store or the library. I send them ahead, and I imagine the whole building filled up with bright white light, and it's just filling up like liquid all the way through the building. And just once it gets all the way to the top, it kind of like bursts like a bubble, and then it just kind of disappears, dries up, dissipates. Everything that is of a lower vibrational frequency has been removed and kind of cleaned from the building. And I like doing that because I like going into spaces that are high vibrational. I prefer to do that over low vibrational energies. And also everyone that's in there is getting released. You know, there's not these low vibrational energies that are just hanging out around them. So it shifts the environment for everyone, and that helps them in turn go off with a lighter load, a happier, day, or a more positive experience. And it just raises that vibrational frequency a little notch, just a little bit. And so I really like doing that a lot. And they're saying, yes, this would be a very practical tool that they can accomplish for you and with you. This is your free will choice for them to do that. What else are they saying? Shining your light. Listening to ideas when they provide ideas for you and following it, just listening to your guidance, and having fun. I'm just getting a lot of have fun, shine your light, share your art, share your thoughts, share your poetry, your lyrics, anything that comes from the heart, share it. If you like to cook for other people, share that. If you like to post funny memes that really make you laugh, do that, because that's just helping more people raise in vibrational frequency. Of course, they should be high vibrational frequency memes, because I've seen some not so nice memes that do make me laugh, but they're not very nice. So yeah, there's always some balance there. Prayer. To in any fashion, prayer is always helpful. You can pray to the universe. You can specifically ask them to do things for you, or to help the collective, or to help the people in your community. And they're saying that's a good number of tools. There are other ways. And maybe you can go within or ask this question yourself, Serena, and see what comes to you from your team. You're saying that they will be there to provide additional tips and tricks, basically. So thank you, Serena. That was a great question. Max. I saw that you'll be channeling the Lyrans tomorrow. I wonder if they want to talk a bit about cats. I know cats are their creation and hold the same characters as they do. It'd be really interesting to hear what they have to say about cats, big or small. They're just basically just like shining a little brighter. Like they're just, cats bring them joy. Very linked with their characters. They honor cats greatly. Cats are very wise creatures. Sorry, my camera. Delete this right here. Cats are very wise creatures, and they are honored to work with them. Big or small, they often have similar characteristics as the Lyrans. They deeply resonate with them. And they appreciate the beings, the humans, who are so drawn to taking care of cats and supporting cats and making sure that they're happy and healthy. Cats provide a very special service, as many pets do, big or small. These cats that are here on Earth can help transmute energy, such as an empath. So help people really feel better emotionally and energetically. And they provide a very special service here on Earth. People who are cat owners or really enjoy cats definitely can sense a difference when they are around cats or when they're down and they have a cat near them, and that's willing to partake in an energy exchange and to help heal the human that may be having a harder time. Cats are very strong-willed, and they're just kind of chuckling. Not all cats are interested in being healers for humans. They have their own idea of what a perfect existence is. It's very unique. Once they pass, they quickly go to heaven or a higher realm where they're very well taken care of and comfortable, such as dogs and other pets and animals. There is no need for them to linger. They do not hold on to any sort of energy or guilt or any sort of emotions. They do feel emotions. They feel love and anger and hurt. They don't necessarily feel guilt or shame, really. It's not really in animals' natures to feel much of those energies. But they are a very special creature, and if you do not have a cat, you should think about adopting a cat. There are many beautiful cats, kittens out in the world, kittens and cats that need the love and support and care that they deserve. So if you are inclined, please think of adopting a cat, young or old. Even the old kittens, they're kind of laughing at me because I call pretty much all dogs puppies, like, oh, what a cute puppy or pupper. And I pretty much call all cats like, what a cute kitten. So there may be old kittens or older cats, adult cats, that also need that love and attention and support as a young cat may need. And they're just really happy to talk about cats. And they're very grateful for your question. I do want to ask about the big cats. So, a lot of these spaces where larger cats live are just being populated by humans, or their territories are really being encroached on by humans, and it's more difficult for them to live a full, healthy life in the way that they maybe were able to 100, 200 years ago. Is there any thing that we can do to help balance that out, to help support the flourishing of their environment and to allow them to live maybe healthier lives on Earth? And they're saying, we are deeply honored for you to ask this question. There is a great need for environmental change. Climate change is a big factor in the deterioration of the natural environments of many larger cats. Also, human activity definitely disrupts their natural instincts. Many cats will need to evolve. They may not be able to evolve at a speed that is fully necessary for them to be successful and to really grow in population. There are many human organizations that support the healthy treatment and repopulation and protection of big cats. We can all support those organizations. They're saying Google big cat NGOs or big cat support groups, not support groups, but like, organizations that support big cats. I don't really know how else to frame it, and they're just kind of giving me like, go Google it. So you can go Google and find good organizations. There are a few websites that actually show how transparent and how much money when we donate goes to those organizations in the actual campaign or the actual work that they're doing. So definitely use discernment and try and choose an organization that is using as much funds as possible, because there's always going to be some administrative funds that need to be spent so that we can make the work happen. But just try and find one that's very transparent. They're saying, yes, you can financially support organizations that have the health and welfare of big cats in mind. You can also make different consumer choices. Go within to see what best suits you in your life and how much you're willing to change or modify in order to be a better being on the planet. I was saying being, but they were putting in my mind a really funny thing that Gaia had sent in one of our channelings with me and Kristin Davies, about how she calls us parasites. We are living on her, and we are parasites. We're, using up resources, and we're, taking over a lot of space and leaving a large footprint, and basically that was what was popping in my mind. So being a better parasite on the planet, and trying to do this best we can to really help support the big cats, because their environment is diminishing very quickly. And they're saying that they really honor and respect the larger cats for the work that they do as well. They also do great work in the forests or wherever they're living for the animals and the beings that are around them. They do much great work, similar to how domesticated cats help us humans. They have abilities to help the environment around them a bit, and help transmute energy, which is actually I've never heard of before, so that's super cool. They're saying, okay, let's keep going. So Megan is asking, not sure if this is a dumb question, but would a Lyran hang out with a Pleiadian or any other high vibe being from a different star family? Just curious. And they're saying there are no dumb questions. All questions are rooted in a pursuit of knowledge, and it's important to follow that pursuit and continue to ask questions. So they're saying, thank you for your question, Megan. Yes, Lyrans, they're saying Lyrans, many Lyrans, even us, we work very closely with beings from many star systems. We work closely with humans, we work closely with Pleiadians, with the Tall Whites, with the Orions, with the Arcturians, the Andromedans, all of the bigger ones that you would, if you're interested in aliens, all of the kind of groups that typically come up. There are even some higher vibrational reptilians that are in the mix. That's much fewer in number, but they are there. They work across many star systems. It doesn't really matter to them where you're from, because they're all on the same team. We're all one, and they're saying that they spend a lot of time, they do a lot of work with beings from other places, and they can easily recognize the vibrational frequencies of these other high vibe beings. And so, yeah, like a frequency attracts like frequency, and they work together quite often and easily, and they respect all of the beings that are within the universe. Paul is asking, when will men in the spiritual community start to step up more? They're smiling, and a male Lyran who's more on my left here, he's stepping forward now to answer this question. And he's saying that there are many men stepping forward in various ways within the spiritual community and without the spiritual community, yet they are still doing spiritual work. Currently, the spiritual community that is structured is shifting greatly. There are many opportunities for men to step forward. There are many women stepping forward and really putting in a lot of work and effort into sharing the light, sharing knowledge. And there are also men doing this, yet there might not be as much traction at this time. But there will be many stepping forward as more and more individuals, male and female, or any other type of gender identity. Basically, there are going to be many more people stepping forward to help lead the awakening, to help with the ascension with so many others. There's going to be millions and millions of people awakening very soon, within the next few years. And it's starting now. It's happening now. There's more and more people stepping forward. So just do not worry about what men in general will be doing. Just focus on your path and being the leader that you can be, as you are a man, Paul, and you can be a man who's stepping forward in the spiritual community and maybe supporting additional other men to step forward and follow in this work. And when is a matter of time. Whenever you make the free will choice to follow this path, that is when this will happen. So it is really up to the men of this community, the men who resonate with these messages of light and love, or see a path ahead of them that will lead them through this community. And it is just all a matter of when they are willing to step on that path and make that choice. So for each, it's going to be unique. But it's happening already, and there are many opportunities, and there are several who are stepping forward. It may be not as prominent yet as a lot of the women that are out there in the field. There's many amazing mediums that are out there that are female right now that are, to me, very prominent, but maybe that's just my, I'm resonating more with some female mediums, but there are many male people who are stepping out there. Maybe they're healers or shaman or mediums or other guide-like figures that are doing a lot of work. So definitely, yeah, that's kind of a complex answer. There's more coming. There's some here. And whenever they choose to, they will make this happen. And many are choosing to do it now. I think that's all. Those are the main points that we got. I felt like I needed to wrap that up and kind of loop it back. All right, thank you guys. Carolina is asking, I have started on a new path, a blank slate of sorts. Where will I be completely reinventing myself, taking charge of my own path? Any words of wisdom or insight? I'm just getting applause for you, Carolina. That's a really amazing place to be. They're saying this is a great time of change, a great time to usher in much of what you seek. So abundance, more opportunities for self-love and growth. It's an amazing time for growth. They've reiterated and underlined growth. So there's going to be some challenges for you, but know that through each challenge you learn a piece of information that's going to help you build the life and build along your path to get to where you wish to be. And really, it's ultimately up to you on how you look at situations. But if you look at them with a lens of growth and opportunity, and an opportunity to kind of reinvent yourself and to push yourself, and to they're saying to incorporate all of what you're learning as you're learning it, you will have no problems reaching the heights that you wish to the heights in which you are seeking. And they commend you for your effort. It may be hard at times, but you are strong and capable, and you are loved dearly, dearly loved. And they are saying, call on us if you wish for us to give you direct guidance. They're saying direct because they don't want to sugarcoat anything for you, and you may need to call on them in a time when you're seeking a specific answer. They're kind of giving me that feeling like you may have a harder time in a specific situation, not all the time, but in the situation that's coming up. They're not giving me specifics, but it's like it may be a tense situation with your career and relationships. But in this situation, you're going to need the straight talk, and you can call on them and rely on them to give you that straight talk that you deserve and you need, instead of the wishy-washy, maybe diluted guidance that you may gravitate towards in a time of stress and immense fear and struggle. Because we kind of want to, we want to see things like as best as we can sometimes when we're really having a hard time, but when it's a really difficult decision that we don't necessarily want to make, but we still have to make that decision or that choice, we need someone in our corner that's going to give us the straight talk and really be very direct with us. And they're saying that they will be willing to do that for you, Carolina. So definitely take that away as a positive. That's super exciting. And it's going to be an interesting path. They're not showing me, they're saying, talking about this situation where you may have a lot of stress and anxiety and fear, but they're saying it's not going to be all like that. It's going to be a rare event where you have to deal with that, but you will have to deal with things in a direct manner when it may be hard to do so, but it will be better in the end. They're not showing me up and down, up and down, up and down like a crazy ride. They're showing me steady incline and maybe a little bump here and there. And that's normal. So, yeah, I hope that resonates with you, Carolina. Pally, she is asking here, whoops. I'm having days where I'm feeling positive and in high spirits, and then complete low crashes, and following any message of positivity moving forward or anything I need to change. Thank you. So she's saying that she's having really great high spirits one day and then complete low crashes the next day. And why is that? And what does she need to change to make her day-to-day more stable? I'm getting immediately ground, Pally, ground. Be out in nature, lean against a tree, go to the park or sit by, a tree, or walk in the grass if you can. Be out in nature. This is going to help clear your mind, help see through maybe the dramatic changes between day to day. And then I'm getting that you're empathic. So those two, needing to ground and being empathic, are kind of an interesting combination because it explains the high highs. So you may have really great days where you're feeling awesome, and then the next day you completely crash and you have no idea why, or it just seems out of the blue. And it may be that you need to, really ground, but you may be empathic as well. And empaths often take in energy from around them, and it sometimes is a lot of energy to just process the energy that's coming through, and that energy may be high energy and it may be low energy. So depending on what is around you is definitely going to affect what you are experiencing. They're also saying that you need to make sure that you are setting your own boundaries as an empath to say, this is my emotional boundary. These are my energetic boundaries here, and I gatekeep what comes in and what goes out, and really hold your energy, hold your space, because that will help stabilize your own energy. You're not so wishy-washy, going up and down like hot, cold. 1 minute you're good, the next you're not. Or one day, you're good, the next you're not. In combination with grounding, holding your boundaries, and recognizing that you're an empath, it will really help you stabilize, for sure. And they're saying crystals will help if you can't get out into nature every single day. Salt lamps help to clear out the energy, to kind of keep it stable, a little bit more neutral. And also drinking spring water, eating a really clean diet as much as possible. Fruits and vegetables are really helpful. Taking Epsom salt baths is really, really nice, because it just helps you relax in your body, but it also kind of helps with the grounding and kind of stabilizes your energy a bit. So definitely try those things and see how that makes you feel. Try it out for a week, try to get outside every day for as much time as you can for a week, and see how that makes you feel from day to day. Test out setting your boundaries. Test out taking Epsom salt baths. See what really works for you and what makes you really feel recharged and happy and positive from day to day. And it's not like a quick drain. Emma is asking, I would like to ask if they have any advice for me on how to fill myself up with energy. I have a lot of people around me, and negative people are very drawn to me, and I end up drained, and it becomes hard for me to go on in life. They're pointing exactly to what I just said for Pally. So Emma, definitely get outside and ground. Set your boundaries. You're extremely empathic, it sounds like, especially if negative people are really drawn to you. That means that you really need to set some hard and fast boundaries between you and those people that you're sensing are negative. Don't let them vent to you for 2 hours. Don't let them, just kind of leech off your energy and make you feel bad. If you need to lend an ear to let them vent or whatever the case may be. I'm getting a picture of like you sitting at your desk or maybe sitting somewhere, and someone just kind of barges in and verbally dumps and energetically dumps all this stuff on you. And then you just take it all in, but you don't do anything with it. So like you don't move it along. And so you're definitely going to need to get very practiced and confident in setting those boundaries, and also projecting your own energy out into your own space. As empaths, I am an empath as well. As an empath, it's important to show others, this is my energy and here's where I'm at. And it's important because then they can see, well, they don't necessarily see, but they can sense, okay, she's not really up for me dumping all this verbal garbage on her right now, because she's like really solid in her space, in her energy. And it just really helps with the boundaries. And it signals to people, I'm not a garbage can for energetic, emotional, garbage. So I'm not going to take on things that don't concern me. You can, as an empath, choose to really help others, transmute that energy, to release it out into the universe, because you have that ability as an empath. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And empaths really need to realize that they have a pretty awesome gift, and used consistently and for your healthy life and for those around you, it's just a really amazing thing you can use. And the Lyrans, they're saying, they're showing me that picture of you. I'm kind of taking this on. It's like water onto a sinking ship. And they're also pointing me to what we were just talking about with Pally. So setting boundaries, grounding, eating healthy foods, drinking spring water, taking care of your body, getting a lot of rest when you need it. Sometimes as an empath, we just need to like knock out and just kind of recharge. For you, how can you fill yourself back up? They're pointing to me now, basically, and they're wanting me to share this one thing that I like to say. And I basically, whenever I'm feeling really drained or kind of stressed out, or like I'm missing something of myself, I call back all of my energy, clean, transmuted, and pure, and I call it back, and it's coming back to me. I say it more in the first part of that. It was kind of like I call back my energy, transmuted and pure, and I just feel a rush of energy come and just go straight into my solar plexus and sit there. And that kind of sits in your little power chakra there. And so that's where it comes in for me. If you want to get rid of other people's energy, other people's emotional, energetic baggage, just say, I send all energy away from me that's not for my highest good, back to their owners, clean, transmuted, and pure. So you're just saying, this really isn't for me. I'm giving that up now, and that's for you to go and take care of. But I'll send it back to you clean, because I'm polite that way. You can just say, I send it back, and then they get all their baggage back. But you can just say it's transmuted and pure, and your team, so the Lyrans on your team, your Starseed family members, your guardian angels, your angel team, will help you transmute that energy and get it back to where it belongs. So it's really important as empaths to set our boundaries and call back our own energy, and to know that we deserve to be filled up. And as an empath, we don't have to take on other people's energy if we don't want to. And it's really a choice, and it's a gift to give to others around us that we love and care about, or people that we don't even know. I like to send energy to people who just feel like they're having a bad day, walking down the street. I shoot them a little bubble of love and light, and later on I call all my energy back, and it comes back to me clean and transmuted, because they've already received the gift of that love and light energy. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do with that. And if anyone is interested in, if you suspect that you're an empath or you don't really know much about empaths or how to use your gift, I do empath consultations for $75. It's a full hour, and we talk about your specific examples, how you can use your gift, and we go through visualizations like what I just said. And we do a lot of practice, and it's just a fun time. So yeah, we have one more question, I believe, and then we will be done for this evening. Thank you all so much for hanging in there. And Stacy, basically you asked if you have or are Lyran or have starseed Lyran experiences, and the answer is a big yes, yes, yes. And your guide Cleo is definitely Lyran, and she may not be representing fully as Lyran to you right now, but she's definitely Lyran, and you already kind of had a sense of this, but they're just saying hi and confirming to you that yes, you have Lyran guides with you, and you've had Lyran experiences. And if you wish to explore those more, they're very excited to get in contact with you. And so just ask them questions. You can write questions down in a journal, or just talk to them in your head, or verbally you can talk to them if you wish. And just be willing to be open and sense their answers. So I'm getting the red flashing light. My battery's dying again. There's a lot of energy in here, so it's draining pretty quick. Thank you all so much for your questions. I hope everyone had a really good time listening to the Lyrans. Love and light to you all. Have a good one. Bye.